What's good? What's good? I am back. One and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast. And here goes our guest. We about to bring him on right now. You know, I gotta introduce him properly. He has an MMA background. He also fought in the UFC, but now he's in the BKFC and he's undefeated. Currently ranked top 5 bantamweight in the BKFC. Scheduled to fight for the bantamweight interim title versus Jamel Herring at BKFC 89 Palm Desert. Let's bring on the one and only Nate Mayhem Maness. Nate, how you doing, man?
Everything's good, man. Thanks for having me on.
I'm glad you took the time out. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So I want to start here. I'm from North Carolina. You're from Tennessee. What got you into fighting growing up in Tennessee?
Man, it was around the time of like GSP, his prime, him and Matt Hughes, their wars back and forth. Just found myself to be a pretty big fan of it and gave it a shot. Ended up being okay at it, and the story wrote itself from there.
So you went to UFC. I saw an interview where you gave a reason why the UFC let you go. Did you ever feel like that was BS or bogus, the reason they gave you?
Yeah, man, I think so. It's one thing to just they called me boring, but I got like 3 bonuses. Have a winning record, 5-2. It's not like I was going out there and decisioning guys. I had 3 finishes out of my 5, and all those got bonuses. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me.
I think that's the part of the fight game that I don't like sometimes, where it's not always about the best guy. Sometimes to them, it's more about the more popular guy, I would say.
Yeah, I agree with that. My socials have never been crazy. It's never been something I've been super interested in, and I understand the business side of it. I understand they're trying to make money. I've always just been interested in the fighting part. That's mostly what I bring. It's the promoter's job to promote, and fighter's job to fight, and that's kind of what I stick to and what I do.
I agree with that 100%. So UFC let you go. BKFC, I guess, came knocking.
Yeah, we had a couple of offers for some MMA spots and from some bare knuckle spots. It just made the most sense. It's kind of what I did in my UFC career, anyways. Just kind of walk forward, more punches than kicks or anything like that. I felt like I'd already kind of made it to the top of what MMA had to offer in the UFC. I was winning there, so I didn't feel like I could really work my way back in or fight my way back in. So I really didn't know what they needed from me to be able to get back in. So I decided to do something a little different. Switch it over. BKFC had an offer. I liked it, and I liked the sport. So it just made sense for me.
So getting in the bare knuckle, there was no second thoughts for you. That was just like, hey, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, as soon as I heard that they were interested, I was all in. Yeah, me and my manager talked back and forth. Family didn't love it, but that's part of it. But yeah, man, I was super interested and really excited for it, and I'm glad it's all worked out the way it has.
Now you about to be fighting for this interim bantamweight. Were you surprised that Joey Boy just gave his belt up after just winning it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know him personally or anything like that. I'm sure he has his reasons. I think he just has a new kid at home, and maybe he just wants to be more active. And it's hard to get champs in there, 3, 4 times a year to make some money. Maybe it's a financial thing. Maybe he's just looking out for his family. I'm not going to judge him on it. If I win this belt and he decides he wants an opportunity, I think he's earned that, and I'm more than willing to give it to him.
I mean, I'm not going to judge him either, but isn't it kind of like unusual for a guy to just win a belt and just give it just right after that say, I don't want to be the champ no more?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think there's got to be something that maybe we don't know about. Just on the front, reading the book by the cover, it doesn't make any sense. This is what we want to do. It's a lot of guys' dream. A lot of people would love to have what he had, and he just kind of gave it up. So I'm going to leave it alone a little bit. I think there's just got to be something that we don't know about yet.
Yeah. So you fighting Jamel Herring. I was watching his fight with Matt Guyman. He seems pretty poised. Seems kind of smart and very patient. What's your opinion of him?
Yeah, I agree. And that was a hard fight to kind of judge. Guyman was kind of all over the place, ducking his
Yeah.
head, darting back and forth, really unorthodox. So I'm sure there was at least some point where Jamel was just having to kind of download the information and pick his spots and try to get his timing. Not too much you can take away from there. I didn't think Jamel looked the best in that fight, but also weird styles like that can do that. I can't go in there expecting that to still be him whenever we get in there. I think he's going to be more prepared for the BKFC type rule set and structure and stuff like that. Um, yeah, man, but this isn't boxing. I know he's had a whole lot of success in boxing, but this is a totally different thing. This is fist
Yeah.
fighting. I can grab a hold of you. We can break our hand, cuts and blood all over the place. It's I like to describe it as a lot more of a tough man competition with more skills, obviously. But it's who's got the heart and things like that in there, and I think I definitely bring that to the table. I'm excited about it, man. I love the matchup. I think he's going to be slick in there. He's going to probably have some things that I haven't seen before, and that's not intimidating for him. That's exciting. I'm going to learn from this fight, and I'm going to take that forward. Hopefully, in the next title defense.
Well, you guys are the same heights, but you got a 1 inch reach advantage. What do you feel like your advantage might be?
I think just the physicality. He's going to be really slick in the boxing range. I can't just stand in front of the guy. I'm going to have to use some footwork. I'm going to have to take some angles. Really dominate in the clinch, be physical, grab a hold of him, push him around, get him off his base and things like that. And you can't just kind of cover up the way you can with boxing gloves. You can't just put both hands up and nothing get through. Fists can slide through in there. So anytime we're in close quarters, I got to really take advantage of that.
Is clinching something that you think bare knuckle fighters can always take advantage of boxers that are coming into bare knuckle for the first time?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's at least different. I'm not saying that he can't adjust and adapt to it, and I'm sure he's doing that in his training camps. Yeah, especially for the MMA guys that are maybe a little bit more wrestlers and grapplers and that kind of thing. It's a different kind of strength. It's a different kind of leverage. Being able to get people off their base and off balance and things like that. So yeah, I think I'm going to bring some stuff that he hasn't seen too. I think it goes both ways.
Now, his first fight went the distance. Nobody's got past the third round with you. How far are you expecting this one to go?
I think it's really important to not go in there with a fixed game plan of how it's going to go. Anything can
Okay.
happen in there. Maybe he catches me in the first 5 seconds. Maybe I catch him in the first five. Maybe a hand gets broke. Maybe an eye swells up. I'm willing to adapt and adjust, and we got a plan A, B, C, D, E. I'm going to be in there all night. If it's quick, I love it. And if it's a 5 round war, that's great too. That's what the fans want to see, and I'm willing to give that to them.
So I was watching your fight with Randall again before this interview. You look really big for a bantamweight, dude.
Yeah, I guess that comes from the grappling and wrestling type stuff. I'm pretty decent at cutting weight and putting it right back on, and especially in the UFC, all those guys are huge. I hardly ever had a size advantage in the UFC, so that's something different too. I'm not sure how much Jamel's cutting. I won't put out my exact numbers, but I mean I know how to do it, and I can be big in there. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, damn, Randall looks really, really small compared to you, man. So, what do you think the most underrated part of your game that people probably don't talk about?
For the most part, man, it's been my toughness and heart and being able to be down and be the nail and still come back and be the hammer at the end. I got a lot of drive and motivation, things like that. But I also feel like I'm a lot more skilled of a boxer than sometimes I'm given credit for. I feel like I have a really good jab, good parries and things like that, good footwork, especially with my height and reach. Being able to get in and out. So I think I bring a little bit more than I'm getting credit for, especially from some of the guys on the roster. I've read some comments this day. He doesn't deserve it. But I think I'm going to show that I do deserve to be there, and I got the skills to back that up.
Well, yeah, let me ask you about that. So, I mean, because people always talk, that was my next question is how you deal with the doubters, or being overlooked. I mean, you're ranked though. So why don't you deserve it?
I think it's just because I've had 2 fights, and I don't know. I think I don't want to say jealousy because Me and Jamel, we both don't have a ton of fights in the BKFC, but we bring a resume with
Yeah.
us that a lot of guys would love to have, no matter what they say. It shouldn't matter. You'd love to have done, what me and Jamel have done in our past careers, and I think that's kind of where it comes from. They feel like they've been in the company grinding, but we've been doing that too. And what you've done in the past that matters too. Your resume matters. I think that's kind of where it comes from. But I don't take anything with that. When I fought Russians in the UFC, I've my entire Instagram would just be filled with Kazakhstan guys. You're gonna die. Umar's gonna kill you. So I'm used to all that stuff. That doesn't bother me at all. His fans are supposed to want him to win. My fans are gonna want me to win, and that's just part of it.
Well, we've already seen guys come in here and get fights early. I mean, Austin Trout fought 2 fights, got a title shot. That's the benefits of having a name that's bigger than the other guy, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, yeah. And as much as they want to complain about it, like I said, that they would love to be in our position, and they wouldn't feel the same way about it if it was them bringing in the resume. And that's just something they got to live with. And I'm not trying to just slide by any of these guys. Line them up if you want
Yeah.
a shot, and I win. Say no to nobody. Line them up, you can have your opportunity too.
I mean, I'm a big fan. Ryan Reber just had 2 title shots and he lost. So no disrespect to Reber because I love him, but he probably doesn't deserve another shot just yet. He probably got to put in some more work. I mean, if anything, maybe you and Keith Richardson is what I would have seen, but I don't see like a lot of other guys that deserve the title shot, but you, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I know Reber's got a fight with Oxidine coming up. Maybe if he looks
Yeah,
good in
yeah.
that fight. Chris Garcia, I think he might be on a little bit of a streak. Maybe. I don't know. There's some guys in the division. Rambo Russo, he was
Rambo,
talking quite a
yeah.
bit. Yeah, yeah, he was talking a little bit. Kaya maybe wanting to come down. I think there's some interesting fights and stuff, but I'm not sure there's a real clear guy that should be next. Second name.
Yeah. So, do you feel like BKFC is where you're hitting your prime as a fighter right now?
Yeah, I think so. I got a lot of experience that I'm really going to lean on. If I came in maybe a little too early or things like that, I might not have the same amount of success. But like I said about my UFC career, I've fought some big names. I fought Umar Nurmagomedov. Jamel's obviously got a name with him too. But I mean, I take the Jamel fight over having to fight Umar any day. So yeah, I feel like I got some experience to fall back on. I've been in some hard fights. I've been in some tough fights. I've been hurt. I've been successful. So yeah, yeah, I feel good about what I bring to the circle, and I think that's going to carry me forward.
Now, have you had any title shots before in your career?
I fought for the TKO over in Canada. That's where GSP got his start at, and Patrick Cote, some of
Okay.
those Canadian guys. I fought Jesse Arnett for the belt and ended up winning that fight.
Okay. So this would be your second time winning a title if you win this one?
Yeah, as far as like the kind of like world titles type stuff, plenty of regional and all that stuff that you can kind of rack up, on the regional scene. But like real major titles, yeah, I think this would be considered my second.
Now, would winning this one, would it feel any different to you than the other ones?
Yeah, I think the next fight's always the most important one. You always want to be on a winning streak. You don't ever want to take a loss. Um, I love this sport a lot. Really, I think it's really cool. I think it's a real tough man type thing. So yeah, I think this one would be pretty important to me, and also the opponent that I'm facing. He's got a former WBO champion. He's fought Shakur Stevenson, beat Lamont Roach. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool to not beat him in his own sport, but we are boxing at least a little bit, and I think that'd just be a really cool story to have. And I'd be really excited to be the BKFC champion.
Do you feel like with Justin like giving up the belt, it kind of put the bantamweight in a weird place? Because I noticed everybody went down a ranking because he's now the number one ranked bantamweight.
Yeah, and I guess he still plans on staying with the company, and it's at least a little weird. I'm not really sure what to do with it. It does put him
Yeah.
in a weird spot. I can't imagine that management was super happy with it. They said that there was no hard feelings or this or that, but to put somebody up for a championship fight, you're representing the company, and there's a lot more to that than just fighting. So yeah, I have to feel like they have to feel a way about it, and I'm sure all the guys feel a way about it too. It is a weird spot.
Yeah, even as a fan on the outside looking in, it just seems kind of weird. I mean, you guys fight so hard. Y'all put so much dedication and time into getting a shot to win the belt. And when he just like gave it up, I was just like, wow, that was a big head scratcher for me. It really was.
Yeah.
But that gives you an opportunity now, though. So, I mean, how's your fight camp going?
Everything's been going great. I'd actually already been in camp for 2 or 3 weeks before I got the call. I think they had planned on having me on an April card. So I was already getting ready, and then Joey Boy, declined the title, and that kind of opened up an opportunity for me. But I was already in good shape, already sparring hard, already feeling sharp. All this extra time is just kind of dialing in on the specifics with the new opponent. So yeah, everything's going great.
And so you fighting out of Kentucky nowadays, right?
Yes, sir.
Is Jamal Heron, is he's gonna be the hometown guy on this fight?
Yeah, it's in Palm Desert, California. I think that's where he's out there training right now. I think he's originally from Ohio, but I'm sure he'll bring the crowd and the fans, and I'm sure it'll be hostile territory, and that makes it just that much more exciting. It's hard to beat the feeling of going into a place and just hearing the silence when you win.
Yeah, I was about to say, doesn't that give you a little bit of extra motivation when you got to go into somebody else's house and beat them when everybody's booing you and stuff like that and shout for him?
Yeah, yeah. The pressure doesn't change. We're already fighting for a world title. We can always get seriously hurt. The pressure doesn't change. Just gives you that little bit extra, that the sweetness after the win. It's definitely nice.
That's what's up. Now, are you the type that guarantees a win?
No, not really, man. It's not a confidence thing. I feel great. I feel like I'm gonna win, but anything can happen in there. I've been doing this for too long. You see some crazy things. Just try betting on UFC fights. There's so many underdogs that'll come back and win, and you just never know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
man. It only takes is one shot. So no, I'm not here to guarantee anything other than a hard, tough fight, and I'm going to bring it and give all that I have.
Yeah, I think a lot of people lost money on that Connecticut card because there was at least 5, I think, fights where people came back and won the fight.
Yeah, yeah, the best guy doesn't always win in a fist fight. There's a lot of variables that take place.
Now, do fighters ever really care about the rankings? I hear they don't really care about the rankings.
I don't think most of the companies care about the rankings. It's kind of cool to just see your name up there, but the number one and number two guy aren't usually the guys fighting for the title.
Yeah, and they don't seem to update the rankings like enough for my liking or my taste.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when I first got in, I was checking it quite a bit, and I'm not sure how often they update it, but I know it's not super recent.
Yeah, they need to get somebody up on that job and have them updated a lot more. So your fight is how many weeks out are we from your fight?
This Friday, it'll be 5 weeks.
5 weeks. I mean, so that's plenty of time to prepare for a fighter, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I actually got his name at I think I was 8, 9 weeks out. So I've already put in 4 or 5 weeks.
Now, do you personally go and like watch the footage of the fighters yourself, or do you just let your team pretty much do that and give you the game plan?
Yeah, I'll watch him. Sometimes it can be hard to hear your coaches and things like that. You need to know what you're looking for when you're in there and on the spot, and I think that helps to be adaptable in there. You got to know what you're getting into. So I'll definitely do my studying.
Will this be like the biggest guy you fought in bare knuckle as far as height wise so far?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so y'all be pretty close matchup, right? Would
yeah,
you
yeah. We
say?
should be about the same size, same height. Yeah, I think we should be real close.
Yeah, I'm interested to see this one. Really see how it goes. Is there any other fights on the card that stuck out to you?
I know there was some more bantamweight fights on the card. I can't think of the guy's name right now. Martinez or something like that.
Oh yeah, David
Yeah,
Diaz. Anthony Sanchez.
Yeah. I'd heard some people saying his name, like maybe he deserves a title fight. Those could just be his fans. I haven't done a real deep dive, but I did recognize the name, and I'm interested in watching that fight.
Yeah, he's 3-1-1. You got Daniel Alvarez. He's 2-2-1 fighting Jared Lennon. So yeah, you definitely got two other bantamweights on that card. So those guys are definitely going to be trying to win to try to get it the winner of y'all two.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll hear it in their post fights. Whoever wins, I'm sure we'll hear our names mentioned a couple times.
Yeah, I would like to see like maybe Keith Richardson get another shot, but he did lose to oh boy.
I think Beckside or something. I think he got knocked out.
Yeah, yeah, he did lose to him, so that was a little disappointing right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna wish you all the best of luck. I can't wait to tune in and see, what's gonna happen. I mean, every week's a damn fight week now. It's
Right.
crazy. It's fight week again this week. It was fight
Yeah.
week last week.
It's a good time to be a fight fan.
Yeah, it is, especially a bare knuckle fight fan. I'm a bare knuckle lover, not a fighter.
Yeah.
So, before we let you go, I know you got a busy schedule. You got the family over there, and you got to go train and work out tonight. Anybody you want to shout out? Any sponsors or your coaches or anything?
Yeah, my head coach Brad Cummings. I'm actually running my own gym now. He kind of retired, but he comes back for my training camps and gets me right and takes time away from his family when he doesn't have to. Pat Wilson of Rise Sports Management Group. He's been my manager now 7, 8 years, at least that. Always been really good to me, taking care of me. We've been doing this together for a long time. He's been there through the ups and downs. Mayhem MMA is the gym I run. All my sparring partners and guys like that come through and help me get prepared for this. It's a real team win. Hard to do this sport individually. My family, Cassandra Maness, my wife, my little girl, all the inspiration that I need. I just appreciate the people close to me and that look out for me on the ups and downs, and just want to let them know that I appreciate it. Training hard, not gonna let you down. Gonna work hard, and I'm gonna go win this title.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time out. You're a friend of the show. Love to have you back on again, especially if you win this belt.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we know people are gonna be calling you out. If you win this belt, so you're gonna have a lot of names gunning for you. That's for sure.
That's the way it's supposed to be. I welcome it.
Yep. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, man. And once again, I appreciate you coming on the Paul Pickett podcast, man.
Thank you, man. You too. I appreciate it.
All right, peace.
Yep.
There you have it. Nate Mayhem Maness gonna be fighting Jamel Herring. BKFC 89 Palm Desert, May 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Man, I didn't even see the last fight card in Hawaii, man. It was 11 p.m. Eastern, I think, before it started on the East Coast, man. And, I'm getting kind of old. I just hit my 47th birthday, so I'll be out early sometimes, man. But saw the highlights, some pretty good fights. You got BKFC Denver this week, Kamosi versus Esteban Rodriguez. Can't wait to see that. And just to go over some of this fight card, you got Cody Vital versus Jomi Escoboza. That's gonna be an interesting one. Jomi got a lot of bare knuckle experience under his belt. Chase Gormley versus Levi Costa. Eric Soto versus Juan Figueroa. I don't know. I butchered that. David Diaz and versus Anthony Sanchez. Daniel Alvarez versus Jared Lennon. You got Ryan Peterson. My guy, go check out the interview I did with him on the Paul Picker podcast versus Darren Whitley. Can't wait to see that. You got Evan Cardino versus Eric Lopez and Iman Williams versus Cody Kerr. And we got Ethan Trout versus Steven Sainsbury and Ricardo Talavera Jr. versus Victor Floor, who Victor Floor just fought, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he just fought like freaking and last month. Last month. That's what I like to see, man. Guys ready to get back, and he lost, and he's already getting back in there to fight another opponent. Much respect. Much respect. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Still a lot of fight cards coming up. You still got BKFC Fight Night Australia. You got BKFC Fight Night Clearwater. Now it's Gaskins versus Guyman now. Cause something happened with the other match that was in place of that, which was, oh man, I forgot who the fight was now. Oh, Captain Deadpool, Jared Warren versus I think Connor Cook was the fight. So something happened with that. I ain't even heard what happened with that. But now you got Quentin Gaskins versus Matt Guyman. Of course, you got the bantamweight Reba versus Oxendine on that. So I mean, there's a chance if Oxendine wins that he could be getting the title shot of, you know, whoever wins this up and coming bantam fight between um Jamel Herring and Nate, man. So yeah, because Oxendine has actually had like 4 or 5 fights in the BKB, if I'm not mistaken. He's actually from my hometown in North Carolina, 30 minutes down the road, Pembroke area, which is a really tough, really, really tough area to grow up. Really tough area. But yeah, you still also got Blood for Blood, and you still got BKFC 90 Birmingham, Tyranny versus Franco, and then they got a bunch of other cards with no main event yet. BKFC Fight Night Hollywood again. You got Hammond again. You got Liberty Bell, which is on the July 3rd to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States, and BKFC Serbia. Damn, that's probably gonna have some tough mugs on that one. Serbians are some tough dudes, yo. All right, we about to wrap it up. Shouts out to Nate. Wish him the best luck. And y'all make sure y'all tune in and see if he wins this bantamweight title that Joy Boy gave up, which I'm still head scratcher to me, like that he gave up the title. I mean, there's definitely something that we totally missing. I mean, all that hard work just to get the belt up is crazy to me. But who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe he wants to just win it again. Just go through the grind and win it again. I don't know, man. Or maybe he wants to go to another fight promotion or compete with other fight promotions. I don't know. But hey, much respect to him, man. I mean, he's a champ regardless. All right, we about to wrap it up. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Another episode of Paul Pickett Podcast. Peace, and I'm out.